Hello and welcome back to Chubby Farm and of course to Stardew Valley Expanded. We have coffee to harvest, we have poppies to harvest, and honestly we have a lot of things still left to do in this first year summer. Specifically, there are still a few fish that I would like to catch. It looks like we do have some more roe from our legend over here, which is absolutely lovely. Our barn also finished today. Unfortunately, money is closed, so we can't buy any animals, but we will head back to Robin's in order to upgrade that immediately. I want to get that up to the level 3 barn as quickly as I can, just so that I have enough things and enough time in order to get pigs up and running. I'm also going to start saving all of my mushrooms because we are going to need some of them later on for perfection reasons. So I'll save them, make sure we have enough, and then once I do, I can go ahead and start selling them again. I think that will be a decent way to go. I also did just quickly want to mention, you guys may be seeing a lot of members only videos in the next few days. They will eventually release to public as always, but the reason for that is I am going away. So there will be a few videos in advance. Members obviously get access to those as soon as they're done. Everyone else gets access to them on the same schedule. So if you want to catch up on videos, go ahead and join as any kind of member now, and you'll get early access to all of those. We are just saving one poppy in our community center bundled chest and another one over here because that is required to make a poppy seed muffin at some point in the future when we eventually get a kitchen. So that is that. The rest of those are going to get sold. I will sell those 2 coffee beans and throw the rest in here for when we eventually get kegs, and we can do that. We also have mail. This is just Jazz saying thank you for helping her get out of the forest. That's all good. That is absolutely fine. All right. Today we need to go see Robin, which means we need some resources. If we have a look at the recipe, the big barn requires 200 stone, 450 wood. We do have that, but we will need to chop some wood somewhat soon. I think it is also time that we go ahead and upgrade our axe because it's just painful cutting down trees at this point. I don't remember how much stone I needed, so I'm going to look it up one more time. That was 200 stone. Okay, we have plenty of stone for the moment. That will probably change sooner rather than later, but that is okay. I also believe we can now craft dress spinners, which will be very, very nice. I'm going to make one of them, and then I'm going to make another trap bobber as well, because we have to catch a couple of fish today, and the octopus in particular always seems to give me a little bit of trouble for some reason, so I'm going to take an extra trap bobber just in case. With that all said and done, I think it is time to head out. The only thing I should do is grab myself 5 gold bars so that we can go ahead and see Clint and upgrade our axe as well. So, first step is go to Robin, get the barn started. Second step, go and see Clint, get our axe started. And then the third step is to go down to the ocean and do a spot of fishing. We are looking for a pufferfish, we are looking for an octopus, and we are looking for a tilapia. Perfect. All right, we're going to wait around here for a little bit until Robin's opens and get that barn upgrade started. Head down to Clint's and then to the ocean, and I'll probably meet you there. And since we have it on us, we may as well go ahead and donate the chewing stick. Since it's here, it'll clean up an inventory slot. Not that we're really struggling for it, but, you know, it's always good to do when you're thinking about it. Speaking of backpacks, I did decide to go ahead and install the bigger backpack mod. That will cost us $50,000 to do that, but when we're ready to do it, Pierre's does have it in stock, and it just adds an extra inventory row. I think it's somewhat balanced with the amount that it costs. I think it's totally reasonable. Someone did say that I should potentially go ahead and add the expanded minecarts mod, and while I would love to, I somewhat disagree. That mod specifically changes balance a whole bunch because you can just do whatever you want and get anywhere pretty much instantly, which I think is a little bit cheaty. So for now, we are going to fish, hoping to catch this octopus, hoping to catch this tilapia, and I was hoping for a pufferfish as well, but they don't start spawning until 12. Chances are we will still be here at that point, so yeah, we're just going to fish for the day, see what first catches we can't pick up. There is our very first tilapia. There is another pufferfish, and the reason we're getting that is a fantastic question. I actually don't need it. We've already caught it. I guess I wrote that down wrong. So yeah, we don't actually need that. We're just going to hang around here until 1 p.m., which is when Octopus stops spawning, and we're hoping to catch one of those. I missed the bubbles. I thought I could do it in time, but no. The octopus have officially stopped spawning. We'll catch ourselves this red mullet and call it there for a day in terms of fishing, because the only other thing we currently need that isn't, you know, available all year round is the gar, which is only available when it's raining. So that is of no use to us at the moment. I think with the rest of the day, I should probably go ahead and give Gus a birthday present, which is probably going to be a diamond. We'll head home and grab one of those, and then we can check the help wanted board. The wizard wants us to kill a squid kid, and you know what? I'm down for that. We can head down to the mines, get some combat, get a little bit more gold so we can make more bombs for next time we go to Skull Cavern, and I think that's probably a decent idea. I would also like to spend some time in the mines farming up the dust sprites, just so that, you know, I can get that burglar ring as soon as possible. But for now, I'll grab a diamond, run that over to Gus, and then head up to the mines. I just noticed as I was in my inventory there, the reshade that I have on my inventory does make it appear that I have this 4th slot already, but I guarantee you I can't put anything in there. I am not cheating, I promise. I'll meet you guys over at the mines after we go see Gus. Alright, over at the mines, we are going to head straight to floor 100, looking for a squid kid. We'll also grab any gold we happen to see along the way. I'll also take all of that copper down there. And yeah, once we've found a squid kid and a decent amount of gold, I think I'll head back up to the other floors looking for dust sprites. And in case you didn't know, this is a squid kid. 1 shot to kill, 15 XP, very nice enemy to fight. I like them a lot. We now need to see the wizard to complete that quest, but that's okay. We'll probably end up doing that in the morning, if I'm completely honest with you. We only have 15 gold, so I may stick around at these levels for a little bit, or even just head straight back up to level 81 for a while. Repeat that until we have maybe closer to 40 gold. Should probably do us for the moment. And then we'll go ahead and head down to level 40 for the dust sprites. And with 40, I think I will now head between 44, 45, 45, 55, and 65. Just looking for dust sprites. I'll also kill any bats and or ghosts that I see, just for bat wings and solar essence, because, you know, they're always useful. And with that being 1:20 in the morning, it's probably right about time that we head home. We managed to pick up 28 coal, not too bad. I actually have a mod that shows me some perfection-based things, and we can see how many monsters we still need to kill. We still need to kill, if I can find them anywhere. Where are they? They should be in this list. Dust sprites. We still need to kill 280 of those, so we've got a decent way to go. There are some ways that you can speed that up, and we might utilize them a little bit later on, but for right now, I think we're doing okay. Let me go ahead and throw my coal away. I'll throw the singular bomb that I got into there. We got another dwarf scroll, which is always nice to see, and a bomber jacket, which is going to go in my quote-unquote decorations chest. It's 150. Please don't pass out. And we make it inside. And we're not going to be able to pat the dog. Oh, we are. Perfect. And we even get to bed. Did time pause somehow? That seemed like the longest 10 minutes of my life in this game. But that is fantastic. Got a couple of things knocked off of perfection on that day. We still need to catch ourselves an octopus and a gar. We're keeping that in mind. I would also like to start smelting up a little bit more refined quartz, especially considering there will be a thunderstorm tomorrow, so we can get ourselves some more lightning rods. Gus gives us the salmon dinner recipe. Absolutely fantastic. We need to change over the fish that are currently in our fish smoker, so I'll grab one of those guys out and a piece of coal, get that switched over, sell the smoked puffer fish, harvest up my furnaces, and I think I am going to replace those. That's how that happened. I swear I was facing up when I did that, but that's okay. We'll throw in our fire quartz and our regular quartz just so that we can get a little bit more refined quartz to craft up a few more lightning rods before the end of the day. I think that is going to be particularly helpful. All right, with that, we can go ahead, harvest our coffee, harvest our red peppers, and our sunflowers as well, I believe, are finished. So that is always nice to see. Our farm is doing very well at the moment. Hopefully we get a few sunflower seeds. We can plant a few more. If we don't get as many as, yeah, we only get 5. Actually, that's kind of perfect because we can plant those right up here with our hops and it won't look so weird, except for the fact that I will need to hoe a singular spot in order to get that done, which means I'm going to have to go up and get my watering can, and that actually didn't work out all that well for me in the end. But you know what? It is what it is. It'll be fine. We get that watered, and that should be good. Looks like we still have a couple of crops left to harvest down here. Some summer spangles. Very, very nice. Go ahead and get those harvested up. How many of those do we need? That is my question. I don't think we actually need any at all. I think we just have to sell one. I believe that is the requirement. Summer spangle, yeah, no one cares about them, so we are just going to sell all, but you know, maybe we'll keep a couple. We'll keep 2 just in case they come in handy later on. In terms of sunflowers, if I just have a look at my list over here, we need 1 for the dye bundle, and that's it. So that's nice and easy. I will go ahead and keep a couple of those as well. I'll sell all but 1 of those, and I'll keep the 2 silver quality ones, just so that we have them in case we need them for a random quest. I'll even keep another 2 hot peppers as well. I think that will be absolutely fine. We'll sell the rest of our coffee. That singular sunflower can go in here for the community center, and that should be good to go. Pretty much everything else can now get sold. I can now throw my watering can back in here, grab out another fish to smoke up, and call it a day at the farm. Perfect. With that done, smoked tuna in there. We have some ready machines. Perfect. That will... Oh, okay. Everything is now ready. Let's go ahead and harvest everything then. That changes the plan just a little bit. Grab out that jade. Jade goes in there. We'll keep the refined quartz on us for the moment. And that means we can craft an additional 15 lightning rods, which I absolutely want to do because I really want to expand this. I'm pretty sure they were pretty much all running last time we checked them, so having extras is going to be very beneficial. I'm just going to run it down both sides of this fence eventually, and that should, in theory, be more than enough. Perfect. Before we do anything else, we will... Something just fell over. I'll be back. All right, my dog's just knocked over the dog gate. They're fine. Everyone's good. We can get back to it. What was I saying? I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was loud for me. We should definitely go see the wizard. And Willie wants us to catch 4 red snapper. I could potentially accept that quest. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and accept, because I would love to be able to catch an octopus this morning. They stopped spawning at 1 p.m. It's currently 9, so we're a little bit late to the jump. But you know what? That's fine. Let's grab out our iridium rod, a couple of trap bobbers, and that should be... Actually, I mean, is it worth using a curiosity lure on an octopus? Probably not. I'm just going to say it. Probably not. Probably not even a little bit. Okay. We'll leave that home. I do have the quality spinner on there. I'm going to use that, I think. and just hope that my skill is good enough to be able to carry me through. And in saying that, I can increase my skill by getting myself a dish of the sea. All right, now I will meet you guys down at the ocean. Now, in case you're curious, the dish of the sea says +3 fishing. Now, we're currently level 10 fishing, but that still does artificially raise our fishing level so that our fishing bar is bigger when we're catching fish. That is the whole point of that. Just in case you didn't know, because I honestly didn't know that for quite a long time. I thought, what's the point of increasing my level? It's already maxed. But that is indeed the point. So we're going to fish for a little bit here, try and catch an octopus. Before I cast my line again, I will go ahead and accept Willie's quest. Oh, I already did. Perfect. So yeah, we're going to try and catch an octopus, try and catch 4 red snapper. If we don't catch them, it's fine. They might even be a raining fish. I don't see them on my right bar there, so who knows. Anyway, I'll meet you guys back here once I have finished fishing for the day. They are so slippery, but I got one. And it's not used specifically in any recipes, so we only need the one. I am very happy with that result. I think the rest of the day is just going to be all about dust sprites. Actually, no, it's not. I'm going to start at level 20 of the mines because I do require more copper for just a whole bunch of different things. I'm going to run through floors 20 to 40. And then I will just continue down looking for more dust sprites. I think that's the plan for the rest of the day. First, I'm going to go home, grab out some spicy eel, potentially some triple shot espresso, just so that I can do it a little bit quicker. And then we'll go from there. I completely forgot to get my spicy eel in my coffee. I'm going to run home and grab that because that is going to make this a lot less painful. We do have a little bit of luck today, so getting that little bit of a bonus from the spicy eel will be nice. I think I might just leave the triple shot at home. We only have 4 of them, we have 6 spicy eel. I'll take 2 of my spicy eel and the rest of this stuff can just stay here for the moment. We don't need it on our general mines runs, but this spicy eel is going to be nice to make us a little bit faster and a little bit luckier. First 6 levels we've been through, we got 6 cherry bombs. What are the chances of that? That seems pretty rare to me, but I mean, we also managed to get 2 infested floors, so maybe it just makes sense. And with that, another 28 pieces of coal, 79 copper, and 59. I mean, switch those. The first one was iron, the second one was copper. I don't remember the numbers. That is a successful mining trip. I think that was a pretty good day. We managed to get our octopus, which is really all that I actually wanted, which is amazing. We should have a decent amount of supplies now available to us in order to go into Skull Caverns once again. We have a little bit of bombage going on, which is always nice. Before we go to sleep, I will, of course, go ahead and smoke up another tuna, get this rolling, just so that we can get it all out of the way. And let me just have a look at how many bombs we are actually able to craft. Only 13 mega bombs, which is a bit rough, but the possibility of crafting more bombs is a little bit higher, so that's not too bad. We could also craft another 4 lightning rods. Also, again, something that I'm considering doing. I don't know. I just wish that I had more solar essence, which, I mean, you sort of get from Skull Caverns, but it's not a ton. We'd also make 28 cherry bombs, which is not too bad. We don't, I believe, have explosive ammo just yet. I believe that normally shows up around here. But yeah, that's something. It is raining tomorrow, so we'll probably go ahead and try and catch the gar. But I have to stop recording for now, so there will be a little bit of a cut in the video. I'm busy. I'm trying to get these out as quickly as I can before I go away. I'll see you in a bit. You guys won't even notice the difference. All right, we start day 10 and it is raining, which is very, very nice because there is still one fish we need to catch, and that is the gar, and it is only available during the rain. The luau is tomorrow. That is absolutely okay. We will quickly harvest up our coffee and our squash, and that should be fantastic. I believe we need the squash, or at least a couple of them, for perfection, so that should be okay. Melons still have 3 days left. That is all good. Perfect. Today is Maru's birthday, so we'll get that sorted as well. But first, let me just quickly organize this. We need, specifically, where is it? Summer squash. We just need to sell one. It's not required for anything, so we don't have to worry too much about that. They don't sell for a great amount. They're decent energy, but yeah, we're probably not going to worry about that. I'll put my coffee away and we can just go ahead and sell. I'll keep 5 normal ones just in case it comes up for a quest later on. I will also sell at least one of my wheat because that is something that we are required to ship, so that should be fine. And then we'll go ahead and grab out a fish and a coal and replace this tuna with another smoked fish. Perfect. That is done. Our axe is ready today. The farm cave is ready, so we'll go and check on that. And then it is not a lucky day today, so I don't think we'll be going to Skull Caverns. I would like to do that on our very next lucky day. But I think after we go and see Clint, we'll go ahead and grab ourselves the gar from the river. So I'll check this and then we'll head over to Clint. We don't quite have enough money to upgrade the axe to Iridium just yet, but that's okay. That is absolutely okay. So yeah, I'll go and do that and then we'll come back from there. And you know what? We should probably go and see Robin as well, except it's Wednesday. Is that the day that she goes out of the thing? I think it might be. I think Wednesday is the day that Robin isn't available, so scratch that. No, that's Tuesday. Okay, we will go and see Robin today, and we can't quite afford the next level of barn, so we'll just start working on our coop in the meantime, get that up and running, and we may even go down and see Marnie and grab ourselves some animals for our barn that is built. Now, in terms of getting the coop up and running, we will need to clear out a little bit of space because I would like that to sit over here, and that is currently full of debris that we actually can't clear all of because we do not currently have our axe. I mean, we can clear what we can. Maybe we'll still be able to get it to sit in here. If not, we can maybe sit at like 1 forward. Or maybe I just come back after I go see Clint and sort it out from there. I think that's probably the better choice. Back at the farm, I grabbed out a little bit of wood and a little bit of stone so that we can start working on this coop. As soon as we clear out this little area here, then we will head up to Robin's shop and give Maru her gold for her birthday present. And then we'll head down to Marnie's and buy our first animals if we have any money left. I'm not too concerned about getting them just yet. The only one that I'm really concerned about getting super early is the pigs. So if we can't afford them yet, that is not really that big of a deal. Like if we have a look, can we actually look that up? No. Okay. That's fine. We'll just go down there and see how much that is going to cost us. I think it'll be okay. Just depends how much the coop actually costs us. I think that's pretty cheap, so we should be all right. But now we'll head up to Robin's and I'm going to take the backwards. I don't know why I came this way. And thankfully, Robin is here, so we're going to go construct farm buildings, and I need 300 wood. Thankfully, I did get my axe back, and thankfully, we can cut down trees around Robin's house, so I'll just cut down a couple trees here, get to 300 wood, and go from there. Alright, that should be a little bit better. We should have the resources required to now go ahead and build the coop, which is just fantastic. And in case you couldn't guess, that is going to sit right about there. Perfect. Now, where is Maru? She is walked to carpenter's shop, so she should be here. Is she in bed behind my list? No. No, she is not. Let's have a quick look here. It says she's right here. I didn't see her there. Ah, that's funny. All right, you can have some gold for your birthday. That'll bring us up to 3 hearts. Absolutely fantastic. From there, we are going to head through... Actually, no, I'm going to go back through the backwoods because I forgot my fishing rod, which is actually something we desperately need rather quickly because I actually think they stop spawning at 8 p.m. So that is going to be my next job. I'm not going to worry too much about Marnie's today. I mean, we're going down there anyway, so I may as well stop in and see her. We do have $7,000 left, so we should be able to afford at least an animal or 2. All right, what can we buy? Dairy cows are 1,500, goats are 4,000. I would like at least a goat, just to start with. And then I'll buy... Ah, I forgot to rename it. Hold on, let me pull up my list. I will go back and fix that later on because I believe you can rename animals. If not, I'll sell it and I'll rebuy it. But let me just bring up my list real quick. All right, I have my list and our very first named animal is going to be a dairy cow. We're going to get 2 of these, and this one will be... I don't know if there is a limit to the length of names, and it looks like there is. So this is supposed to be Bodacious Buns. In turn, because there is a limit, this is just going to be Buns. I hope you're okay with that. Thank you for supporting the channel, and welcome to the farm. We're going to grab 1 more dairy cow, throw that in there, respin the wheel, and see who we get. If you would like a chance to be named on the farm, go ahead and join as a Golden Panda member or above. Welcome to the farm, Nanan. Down arrow 10. Awesome. All right, we have 2 animals. I am quickly going to go back up to my farm and try and rename that goat. I don't know if it's possible. I hope it is. If it's not, there's probably a mod that I can use to fix that. That was my bad. I just wasn't paying attention even a little bit. But at least I caught it for the 2 cows. So that's something at the very least. We're only left with $53, so we need to start making some money at some point here soon too. All right, you're good, you're good, you're good. Where is my... Are you my goat? No. You are my goat, and can rename them. Oh, good. I'm glad. All right, let's spin the wheel one more time, and our goat is going to be Medic. That is Reefing Medic, but I assume that probably won't fit. No, we're missing a C. Unless we can probably just cut out the space. That is Reefing Medic. Thank you for supporting the channel. I hope you don't mind being a goat. I'm going to grab out a little bit of extra hay here. I'm going to place 5 down. Keep 1 in my inventory because I do believe we actually need 1 for the bundles, and that should be absolutely amazing. I'll throw that away a little bit later on. For now, I need to head down and try and catch myself a gar before 8 p.m. I may have left it too late, but I imagine there will at the very least be 1 more rainy day this summer. So it looks like we have a pretty decent chance of catching a gar in here, so this is exactly where I'm going to fish, and hopefully we can catch it relatively quickly. And unfortunately, it is now past 8 p.m, so we aren't unfortunately going to be able to catch our gar today. We have to wait for another rainy day. That is okay. I'm going to do a quick run through the secret woods, grab some forageables, probably spend the rest of the day cutting down trees on the farm since we are so low on wood anyway. And we have an upgraded axe to do it with. And with it being 1:30 in the morning, we should probably go ahead, clean up our chests, and head to bed. I think that is going to be very worthwhile. We also got Dwarf Scroll 4. Is that all of the Dwarf Scrolls at this point? It may be. We might have to go and see Gunther very, very soon. All right, I'm going to clean these up and we'll come back probably once we head into bed. And 1:50 in the morning. Can we make it inside? Yeah, of course we can. Unfortunately, the dog gets in the way, but we still make it to our bed. And we get foraging a level 8. +1 axe proficiency, +1 wild berry harvesting. We can now craft the farm warp totem, the tent kit, and the survival burger. Absolutely amazing. We also got an aged roe sold today, so we made a decent chunk of money, 13 grand. Not too bad, considering we only had 56 left in our inventory. That is pretty good. Pretty good. I'm hoping for a good luck day. It's a neutral luck day. Never mind, it's the Luau today. And like I said, I want to go to all of the events because that seems sort of like it would be in the spirit of the perfection run. Now, we do have some battery packs available to collect. Unfortunately, just 3, which is honestly a little bit rough. But that is okay. We'll also harvest up all of our furnaces, smelting some copper, and get our inventory cleaned up before we start our day. Coffee goes in there, battery packs go in there, copper goes in there. We should probably get smelting up a little bit more gold, so we'll start that as well. I would also like to plant the seeds that I found in the secret woods, just to make sure that I definitely have everything I need going forward. Perfect. With that done, let's get those planted, make sure everything is looking good, and then we'll go from there. And since the Luau is on today, we may as well do a quick community center run. We don't have too much else to do today. I don't believe we can get into the museum and library since the Luau is today, but we can always try. For now, I'm just going to grab everything out that I need for that and call that good. We have everything we need for the fodder bundle. That'll be fantastic. A few more fish to donate, which is also amazing. Crimson fish is staying in there for now. And the rest of that is all for Gunther, I believe. So let's do a quick trip to the community center and we will go from there. I also actually wouldn't mind just checking what we need for this. 50 iron bars. I'm smelting a whole bunch of gold at the moment, but I need to keep that in mind. We need to start getting Grandpa's shed up and running sooner rather than later. That is going to require 20 battery packs, which is probably going to be our limiting factor. I think a desert run is in our future very, very soon. We also need to complete, if I can click on it, the mine carts, which is just 24 iron and 24 copper, which we may actually have. Let me just have a quick check. 24 iron and 24... No, we do not. But we do have a bunch of iron ore there. Yeah, we'll smelt that up later on. For now, we'll head to the community center. The lake fish bundle is officially complete, which is very, very nice. That nets us a dress spinner, always useful. Crab pots, we just need one more, which is probably going to be a cockle, because we can get that from the beach. And ocean fish should also be complete as well, which again, just a nice thing to get finished. That will give us 5 warp totems to the beach. I actually do quite like those because there is really no way to get there super quickly. I believe we have some things for in here. Yeah, we have a little bit of cloth for the artisan bundle. This one shouldn't be too hard to complete, especially now that we have both a goat and 2 cows. We can get cheese, goat's cheese, and butter, and that will just finish that off, which is lovely. We don't have anything for there. Anything for any of these? Summer crops? Yeah, we have a hot pepper for the summer crops. And then what do we got? Some more foraging stuff. That can go down here. And then I think we'll head home. We will probably cut a few more trees. And then I'll grab my super cucumber and head to the luau. So we'll go from there. And did I completely forget that I bought animals? Yes. Should I go and pat them? Absolutely. Just so you guys are aware, if you do play on Frontier Farm, animals can't pass through this gap, so you actually don't need fence gates at all, which is very, very nice. And because we are letting them outside with our automatic opening gates, we don't have to worry about doing that either. They should just feed on this grass nice and happily. Alright, and with that section of the farm all cleaned up, I think it's about time that we head in. And I'm curious whether or not we can get there using our beach warp totems, because it is technically a festival. It's on the beach. So let's give it a go. Before we head off, I will go ahead and throw in some iron to be smelted up, just because we do need an absolute ton of it for both of the quests that we currently have. Only 4 coal left, so we're definitely going to need to gather more of that very, very soon. And then I wanted to grab my super cucumber, which I put somewhere. There it is. Perfect. That is going to be what I'm throwing in the luau. We'll go ahead and use the beach warp totem. It looks like it does work. And we'll go ahead and talk to absolutely everyone at this event. Does Pierre have anything that we need before I jump into the time lapse? He has a singular starfruit, and he has the ice cream sundae recipe, which we are absolutely going to grab because we will have to craft that for perfection. All right, let's go ahead and talk to absolutely everyone and throw in our super cucumber, and then we'll go from there. I believe that is everyone spoken to. If you aren't 100% sure, you can jump into your social tab and you can see, look, I haven't spoken to Lewis. That is because he obviously starts the event. But we also haven't spoken to Clint or Martin. I'm not 100% sure if they're just not here. I think that's Clint there. So yeah, we should probably go ahead and speak to him. Martin may not be here. And who else haven't we spoken to? We haven't spoken to Morris. I don't think he comes to these things. And Sandy doesn't come either. So I think it is just Clint. And no, that is Gus. Clint's probably around here somewhere, but I must have missed him. If you guys see Clint, let me know. Oh, there he is. Is that Clint? Yeah, there's Clint. I swear I spoke to him, but I guess I missed him. All right. Hi, Clint. It's because when I tried to speak to him, I was actually clicking on the table and not on him himself. All right, that is now done. We will head over here, drop in our super cucumber, and go and talk to Lewis to start the event. And we get an unforgettable soup achievement because the governor absolutely loves a super cucumber in the soup. Perfect. Time to head back to the farm. I'll probably do just a little bit more cleanup and then we will head to bed. I did it again. That is a pear tree. Do not harvest it. My goodness. Can I plant it over here instead? Why can't I plant it there? Oh, it's too close to that pine tree. Okay, let me chop down the pine tree. That'll fix that problem. That is a cherry tree. That is now a pear tree. Do not cut down. I need to put a sign in front of it or something. My goodness. All right, I'm just going to clean up for a little bit. And since we managed to find them and we still have 3 spots left here, I will go ahead and plant a few more summer squash before we head to bed. Pat the dog, jump into bed, and that is the end of the 11th of summer. We didn't make barely any money today, but that's okay. We don't always have to be making money every single day. I probably should keep smoking up those fish. I mean, I would just like to have more fish smokers so it didn't take quite so long. Looks like the bookseller is in town today. I definitely want to go check that out. There's also a thunderstorm tomorrow and the traveling merchant is in town. Perfect. Are our melons done yet? No, one more day. Okay, let's start by reading the mail. Pierre is going to tell us how to cook a blueberry tart. And Susan is going to give us 5 melon seeds, which honestly we could probably just plant. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead, clean up the farm, and get all of this iron out of the furnaces, harvest all our crops, and go from there. And I mean, since we have them available to us, we may as well start making some preserves out of our things. We can't make any more preserves jars, so I'm just going to throw these 2 silver quality tomatoes in there, get those started, make some pickled tomato. It'll make us a tiny bit more money. It's not going to be a huge difference, but yeah. I also did keep 1 hops to make some pale ale, because it's actually made out of hops and not out of wheat. I don't know why I thought that in the previous episode, but you know, we make it through eventually. All right, looks like our farm cave is also ready, so I'm going to go ahead and deal with my animals. head up to the farm cave, and then we'll go ahead and check the traveling merchant. We should also probably check this. It looks like the wizard wants us to kill another squid kid. I don't think that's the plan for today, but I actually don't know what the plan for today is, so maybe it will be. Who knows? I'm gonna get this done and we'll come back from there. Well, there's an interesting thought. Maybe we don't even buy a pig. Maybe we just get our truffles from the traveling merchant. I mean, it's an expensive truffle. That's for sure. They only sell for 625. They're asking for 31 at 25. I mean, we need to get pigs anyway so that we can make truffle mayonnaise. Or truffle oil, sorry. I don't know. Truffle mayonnaise sounds delicious, but no. Yeah. So I don't think we worry about that. I don't think we worry about that at all. It is interesting to note that they have it though. From here, I think it is time for a museum run. We have plenty of things. I think we might even have all of the dwarf scrolls, and I'll take all of my geodes down to Clint as well to break open and try and get ourselves as much of the museum complete as we possibly can. It also occurred to me that I should probably be pickling or preserving my fruits from my fruit trees rather than just random tomatoes, but hey, it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna grab all of this out, except the dinosaur egg. We're saving that, and head down to the museum. All right, at the museum, we have a decent amount to donate already, and I was correct. We do now have all the dwarf scrolls, so I will go and speak to the dwarf today. I think that will be very beneficial. But yeah, we've got plenty of stuff to donate here. Get that all in there, and then we'll go up, see Clint, break open a ton of these geodes, come back down to the museum, donate anything we find, and just rinse and repeat until either our inventory is full or we've run out of geodes. And then we can actually go to Clint and say, anything that we have multiple of, I can sell you the remainders. And that'll just clear out our inventory when we do go into Gunther. Obviously, anything that we've already donated as well can be immediately sold, but that's not going to happen very often. I will keep things like the frozen tears and the earth crystals, but any of these random elements, I'm not going to worry about. Except for marble, I will keep that because we actually need that for perfection to craft the marble brazier, or brazier, I guess is how you say it. Brazier is a very different thing. All right, we're gonna go donate those and then we'll rinse and repeat until we're done with all of our geodes. A very nice 47 coal out of that, by the way. Just wanted to quickly mention that as we come in here for the final time and donate the rest of our collection to the museum. That was quite a lot of progress in the museum, for sure. We managed to get an achievement, which is always nice. We also are going to keep this spare computer because we can craft a farm computer from it eventually. But everything else is pretty much just going to be donated and then sold, which will be very, very nice. All right, I believe that is everything we can donate. Apparently we already donated a chewing stick. I don't know why I had two, but that's okay. In terms of the rewards we got a bunch. We get the Dwarvish Translation Guide, which is very, very nice. We get 2 rare crows. We get some pumpkin seeds, and the rest is all just statues and things that I'm going to let Gunther hold on to for the moment because I don't really need them in my inventory, to be completely honest with you. Now we're going to head home, sort out the inventory, and then, actually, before we do that, we should probably go up to the bookseller and just see if there's anything we're going to buy. We don't have a ton of money, but a way of the wind or so, or something like that might not be... my goodness, can I please just speak? Might not go astray, is what I was trying to say. All right, what have you got for sale, Mr. Bookseller or Mrs. Bookseller? I'm actually not 100% sure. Buy books. Way of the Wind, of course, costs $15,000, so that is unfortunately not something we can buy. Old Slither Legs is also a nice thing to have, but we can't afford that either. The only thing we can really buy is the price catalog, which doesn't really help us very much because we have mods for that. Mining Monthly, no, that doesn't give us anything that we don't already have. Well, that's a shame. If we can potentially get $15,000 by the end of the day, maybe we could go ahead and do that, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll just have to wait until they come back next time. I didn't plan that out particularly well. All right, I'll meet you guys back at the farm once our inventory is all cleaned up. All right, with that done, let's have a quick look in here. We need more copper. I could go to the mines. What does Marlin love? Because I don't know why there's 2 entries for him. Apparently that one is the wrong one. I would love to make friends with him as quickly as possible, and it doesn't look like there is anything we can potentially give him or even craft that would make it work. Yeah, I don't think we can make any of these things, unfortunately. He likes elixirs. Is that something that we have available to us? I believe we have one of the crafting recipes at the very least. It might be a cooking recipe though. I'm not 100% sure. I swore I saw one. It might be a cooking recipe though. Yeah. I have a feeling it is. Oh, that's a shame. Oh wait, oil of garlic. There it is. Armor elixir. Salt 50. Oh my god. That is expensive. Okay, you're not getting one of those. I didn't have any idea what that took, but yeah, that is not happening. And yeah, I don't think there is anything else that we can really make. Daggerfish, glowfish, slime eggs, golden pumpkin, no. None of that is happening. Mega purple mushrooms, pearl. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, we tried. We tried. I know you like just normal things, but it doesn't raise your friendship nearly as much. I'm just going to grab out a quartz and give that to him. He'll be happy enough with that. And then, yeah, I think it's just time to go to the mines. We'll do a little bit of mining. I want some more copper. I would like to kill more dust sprites, things of that nature. And then we'll go from there. So I'll meet you guys over at the mines. We'll go see Marlin, give him his quartz, and then see just how many things we can kill in the mines today. And the reason we want to get Marlin up to 4 hearts is because that's when he gives us the sewer key. And the sewer key is particularly important. I also believe we finished one of these quests that allows us to get the insect head, which honestly is just going to be immediately sold back because we have a galaxy weapon. So that is particularly useless. All right, I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time. I think I'll do floors 20 to 30, and then I'll skip down to 40 and start killing dust sprites. We found ourselves another monster compendium, and I believe we can trade that in at the bookseller for monster musk, which is actually something I am particularly interested in doing. Now, unfortunately, they're not going to be back in town until the 27th, but I will save that. I think they leave at 5, so there's not a whole lot of point going down there right now. Can I see that from the map? No, I absolutely cannot. So if they don't leave at 5, let me know in the comments, but yeah, I'm going to wait until later in the month to trade that in. We just got to level 8 combat, which is always nice. We are slowly but surely working our way up with the skills. Farming is still level 6. That is the one that is definitely lagging behind. Mining is almost level 10 at level 9. Foraging is level 8. And combat is level 8 as well. So yeah, we're getting closer to mastery. I'm hoping to have that done by the end of summer. I don't 100% know if we have enough crops to do that. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to unlock mastery by the start of fall. Oh, we were also meant to speak to the dwarf today because we got the Dwarvish Translation guide. I'm probably not going to buy anything, but if we can make friends with them, that would be very, very nice. They also, okay, never mind. I will buy something. They have a rare crow, which we need. They also have the weathered floor, which is one of my favorite floors, so I'm going to buy that. And then we'll get the Dwarvish safety manual, allowing bombs to deal 25% less damage to us, which is going to be very, very nice. Now, these guys sell bombs. They're a little bit of a ripoff. I'd rather build my own. Wait, hold on. Did I miss something? That, my friends, is our very first ancient seed. We'll have to turn that into the museum sooner rather than later so we can start growing ourselves some ancient fruit, which will be very, very nice. And with that, once we kill the dust sprites that are closer to the door, we will go ahead and head home. Only 10 coal on the day, so not the best day in the world, but we killed us up a couple ghosts. We got ourselves the Dwarvish Translation guide. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy, to be completely honest with you. I think we got a decent amount of ore as well, 56 copper, 40 iron, not terrible. We definitely need to do a Skull Caverns run sooner rather than later. I'm just sort of waiting for a good luck day, if I can help it. Looks like we have more ancient roe ready, a little bit more smoked fish as well, always nice to see. Let's grab out a little bit more fish, one more piece of coal, and get another one smoking before selling our smoked red mullet and our aged legend roe. Definitely keeping the ancient seed, definitely keeping the monster compendium. The yam is actually a fall crop, so we'll probably end up keeping that as well, and the frozen geodes will eventually get broken open too. Perfect. That can all just live straight in there. I will grab out for now. I actually think I want to smelt up a little bit more copper so that we can repair the mine carts sooner rather than later. And we'll get that all smelting, and then it will be time for bed. Perfect. Head to bed for the night. We get level 8 combat, which gives us the slime incubator, explosive ammo, which is very, very nice, and haste elixir, which is probably ridiculously expensive if the armor elixir that we can already make is anything to go off of. That is 7,000 made for the day. Absolutely fantastic. Did I pet my animals yesterday? I have a feeling that I didn't. It is Alex's birthday. Oh, and Gunther is here to let us know that he's thankful that we donated all of the artifacts that we did. Absolutely amazing. I believe that means we are getting a donation tomorrow, which should be a sizable amount of money, which will be very, very nice to see. We can probably finish upgrading our axe with that, and that will just be fantastic. All right, let's start the day by harvesting up some coffee. That gives us farming level 7. Looks like all of our melons are ready, as well as all of our squashes. A little bit of hops as well. Always nice to see. Let's grab that out. Apparently that melon was planted later than the other ones. Okay, sure. I'll get this all harvested. I'll go see and deal with the animals. It is Alex's birthday today. I'm tempted to give him a present, but I'm also tempted not to, because I think I would like to do a Skull Caverns run today. Either way, I'm going to get this sorted first, so we'll come back once all my chores are complete. And we managed to get ourselves 10 gold star melons, which is fantastic. We need 5 for the community center. We need 1 for the summer crops bundle. And then we actually need an additional 4 for all of the recipes, I believe. Potentially only 3. Let me just quickly check. We need it for fruit salad, pink cake, and that's it. Okay. So yeah, just the 2 more in here. I'm gonna save a couple extras just in case anyone asks for them. Butternut squash, we don't need any, but I will go ahead and save my lower quality ones. And I already have some summer squash saved. I will keep all of my regular quality hops as well, just so that we can turn it into pale ale for later on down the road. But that is pretty much it. Everything else can be sold. These melons will sell for a decent amount of money. I am tempted to turn them into preserves. I'm going to sell the silver and gold star quality ones. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. Get the rest of this stuff out of my inventory, and then, yeah, do we turn these melons into whatever melon turns into in the preserves jar? It's tempting. We can currently make 3 more. It's wood, stone, and coal. We should have a decent amount of coal by the end of the day. I think our limiting factor at the moment is wood, but that shouldn't be an issue for too much longer. I think for now I will go ahead and keep the rest of these melons, because I think I would... should I? It's 4.5. No, I'm just going to sell them for now. Once we have preserves jars, we can go ahead and use them. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let me go and deal with my animals, and then we will decide whether or not we're giving Alex a birthday present today. All right. Okay, that pretty much answers that question. We don't have anything that they love. So giving them a present today isn't going to make that much of a difference. I think I would rather spend the entire day doing Skull Caverns and getting as low as I can possibly get, rather than, you know, going out of my way to give a present that they're not even going to really like that much. Let's grab out a farm totem and a warp totem to the desert. Our jade we can't use because it is not Sunday, so we'll save that for tomorrow. I will grab out our spicy eel, triple shot espresso, all of our bombs, our staircases. I could potentially go ahead and use the master slingshot, but I'm not going to just yet, and the reason is we just don't have enough iron. We need so much iron for the quests that we currently have available to us that it's just not going to be worth it. I'm going to throw the rest of that in there, and then also grab out any diamonds and or rubies that we currently have laying around. Do we really not have a singular ruby? Well, that's rough. All right, I will also grab my quartz because I believe I can turn that in for more bombs, and I will craft. What are we missing? Gold ore. Oh, that's rough. That makes 5. Maybe that's more worth it than I thought. I can make 15 times 5, which is a pretty good amount. Okay, we'll use explosive ammo. Let me just craft 5 of the... Okay, let's craft 50. That's probably okay. I would like more bombs. I'm going to craft as many bombs as I can. That is 2 more achievements, by the way. Or 2 more perfection things. Explosive ammo and the regular bombs. We are now out of coal. I will grab my solar essence and my void essence, as well as any gold ore that I have as well, just so that we can make more bombs along the way with the materials we can get. We'll throw those 2 mega bombs in there, and then I think we should probably go ahead and organize our inventory because it is a little bit messy at the moment. I'll grab out the master slingshot, and that should be absolutely everything that we need to head to the desert. I hope. If it's not, then that's really annoying. It is a little bit of a later start in the desert than I'd like, but that's going to be okay. To help with that, we can go ahead and eat a spicy eel and a triple shot espresso just to get moving around a little bit quicker. All right, over at the desert trader, we should be able to buy more warp totems if we want to. We can buy a couple of triple shot espressos. We don't have any rubies. We can buy a couple more bombs, which is going to be very, very nice. And then the only other thing that I should probably buy is more desert warp totems. My goodness. And that should be pretty good. All right, that is going to live right about there. For now, we'll just use these regular bombs as well as our explosive ammo. These are all just crafting ingredients, so we'll leave those down there. We'll probably find more anyway, so our inventory is not going to get too full. That can go there. Actually, there. That should work. Staircase can live on number 7. Sure, why not? That should do. All right, let's head into Skull Caverns. And I'm not super concerned about getting low today because my main goal is honestly the regular ores more than Iridium. We have a decent amount of Iridium already. I just want regular ores. I want to be able to craft up more bombs. So I might even use the bombs way less than I usually do today. But the master slingshot is going to be nice. Quick little tip. By default, it's set to shoot in front of you. If you jump into your options and you go to slingshot fire mode, you can say pull in opposite direction, and that way you can shoot just that little bit faster. So we're going to do exactly that. Oh, there we go. That is a ring that I was definitely looking for. The question is, what can we get rid of to pick it up? And probably, honestly, the slime. At the very least, we can get that in our inventory now, and I think we can craft the glowstone ring at this point, so this combination is a little bit useless. The light isn't super useful in Skull Caverns, I don't think. So I'm going to just throw that out for now. We now have ourselves a +1 lucky ring. Fantastic find. I'm very happy with that. Our first treasure room gives us a super meal, which is +40 max energy and +1 speed. Will I ever actually use this? Probably not. Does it sell for a decent amount of money? Absolutely. So will I keep it? Probably. We also got some genie shoes. I don't think they're better than the ones we're currently wearing. I think I'm honestly ditching the mystery box at this point, which is a little bit weird to say, but yeah, that is what is happening. There is mining level 10. Perfect. We get a new perk at the end of the day. Love to see it. Floor 100 has finally been reached, and that is a very nice reward to get, because I actually don't have a milk pail yet, and now I don't have to buy one because I can put this in my barn and not have to worry about collecting anything. In terms of what we're going to get rid of, that is honestly the trickier bit. Probably at this point just the slime. We have plenty of it. We'll get plenty more of it. I'm not particularly concerned about it. It is 12:30 in the morning, so I'm going to go for a tiny bit longer, try and get as many resources as I can before we walk back to our farm and head to bed. And here's where we have a tricky decision, because this floor has a ton of loot on it, but it is also 1:40 in the morning. I think I'm going to sacrifice it. I don't really want to pass out. We're struggling a little bit for cash, so I am just going to put my warp farm totems on slot 3 and warp straight back to the farm. We did miss out a little bit there. We made it to 118, which honestly is not bad at all. And we probably don't have a lot of time to sort out our inventory, if any, so I think I am just going to go straight inside and check out what we got. 153 iridium, 34 coal, 158 copper, 137 iron, 3 diamonds, a prismatic shard, 82 gold. We did make a couple of bombs, so that's a little bit lower. A couple of different things. We got a curiosity lure, prehistoric rib, and a prehistoric tibia. All just good things in general. That was a pretty decent run considering we didn't have the best luck, but we are feeling a little bit lucky. And of course, we found ourselves our lucky ring, which is fantastic. All right, with that, our dog is blocking the way, but we can go ahead and sleep for the night. That gets us farming level 7. We can now make the loom and quality retaining soil, and we get level 10 mining. Now, I know that a lot of people like blacksmith for selling iridium bars and making a ton of money. I kind of like Prospector. I don't think I've ever actually taken blacksmith. I always take Prospector because I always struggle to find coal, and that makes it easier. So I am conflicted. I think I am going to go Prospector, stick to my roots, and just go with that. I mean, iridium bars still sell for a decent chunk of money. We're going to be making them either way, just because of how much we are going to be going to Skull Caverns in order to progress, get resources for crafting and things like that. Of course, it is Sunday the 14th now, and we have the Queen of Sauce. We learn to make pancakes. Traveling Merchant is also in town, and it is another stormy day tomorrow, which is amazing because we need as many battery packs as we can possibly get. And that was definitely a better haul than the other rainy day that we had. I'm going to grab these and then I'll sort out my chest, sort out my inventory and my chests, harvest all the crops that I have to harvest, and go from there. We've also got our portion of the funding we were recently awarded for donating a whole bunch of artifacts. That is a cool $40,000. Very, very, very nice to see. And Pam also would love a pale ale. We can't currently make the keg, but that will be happening soon. All right, from here, I'm going to organize my inventory and go from there. All right, with that all done, we are now going to head over, collect our row, run into our barn, throw down our auto grabber, make sure all of our pets are nice and happy, or all of our animals, I should say. They're not really pets. Our only real pet is Junimo. And yeah, go up to the farm cave, harvest that up, see where we are from there. So auto grabber is going to sit right next to the door so that we can get to that nice and easily. I will fill this up just in case that in case I do forget later on. And honestly, I think we probably will be upgrading the barn once again today, getting it up to the level where we can get pigs and getting them nice and early. I think that's going to be very, very beneficial. First, we'll go to the farm cave. Then we will head... Why do I have a crop that needs watering? That doesn't make much sense to me. How did that happen? I need to investigate. Before I investigate that, it's probably quicker to go down to the traveling merchant from here. So we'll go down there and then I'll investigate why we have a crop that needs to be watered. And then we'll head up to Robin's and upgrade our barn one more time. We do need a cockle. I will go ahead and just buy that because I think that is much easier. I'm also wondering if we need... Yeah, we do. We need an apricot and I didn't save one. So I am going to buy that. I know that's a little bit of a waste of money, but I think that's going to be worthwhile. In terms of other things that you have, we can make a maki roll at some point later on. Rare seeds, I'm not going to worry about just yet. But yeah, for now, let's head back up to the farm and see why we have a crop that needs to be watered. That doesn't make any sense to me. Unless something broke. I don't know. I also want to buy a whole bunch more melons and plant them up. Where? Okay, you. Why are you there? How did you get there? Why are you planted? Did I plant that on accident? Okay, well you can just go away. I'm not going to worry about watering that one little piece of coffee every single day. That seems like a waste of time. The cockle can go in there. The apricot can go in our chest over here because we are going to need that. And then we should probably get some more stuff smelting. And honestly, it's probably just going to be iron for quite a while. So let's get that going. And then I will grab all of the resources I need, which I might not actually have. Let's just check on that real quick. If we have a look at the barn, and it will be the deluxe barn, we need 300 stone, which we should definitely have. But we also need 550 wood. We currently have 462, so not too bad. We can definitely get this done. I'm not too concerned about it. Let's go. In that case, yeah, we should probably just get those from our farm, to be completely honest with you. We still have a bunch of cutting to do. I'm not going to cut these down. I know you guys are worried about it, but I'm not going to cut those down. Let's instead clear out this area, get a little bit more wood in our inventory, and then head up to Robin's. Alright, with that, we should have enough wood for that barn upgrade. If we don't, we can always chop another couple of trees around Robin's place. I also think we might be able to finish off the minecarts quest today. I believe that just requires 24 iron and 24 copper, which we should have, I believe. Let me throw all that away, which also threw away my stone, which is fine. We'll grab that back out. Look in this chest, and we definitely have enough iron. We also definitely have enough copper. Was that 24 or 26? 24. Throw those back, and we can go ahead and throw them in this chest down here, which will then trigger a cutscene in the middle of the night for that to be finished. We also got raising animals. I completely missed that. We need to bring Pam a pale ale. We also still need to find the mare's shorts and repair Grandpa's shed, which is why we are smelting up so much iron. We should have pretty much everything else already set at this point for that though. So that is very nice to see. All right, let's head up to Robin's. I also want to check out the summit today because I completely forgot about that the other day. There are some unique forageables up there for Stardew Valley Expanded, so I would like to get my hands on those because I believe we need to ship them in order to get perfection. You guys know the drill by now. And with that, we can now go ahead and build the Deluxe Barn, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. That will allow us to unlock pigs, although they are very, very expensive, so we have to keep that in mind. Money is still something we are definitely chasing. With that, we are going to head up to the summit and check it out, forage around for a little bit, and go from there. And yes, this is now clear. We can go up and technically we've reached perfection. No, that's not how it works. This is just unlocked in Stardew Valley Expanded. So you can come up here, do a little bit of foraging and get some unique items, which includes the goldenrod and the thistles. This changes on a seasonal basis. So we definitely have to come back up here each season to check what we can get. But that is going to be very nice. The goldenrods are used in the flour cookie. So we definitely need one of those. And the thistles aren't used for anything, but we do need to ship them. So that is the reason for that. All right, with that all done, I think we should also head down to Clint's and grab ourselves the axe upgrade while we have a little bit of money laying around to spare. I mean, we don't have a ton of money laying around to spare because we do need to buy pigs at some point, but we've got this done about halfway through summer, so we should have plenty of time to make that money and buy pigs before the end of summer. So I'm not too concerned about that. And it's already 5 p.m, so we can no longer go to Pierre's and buy the melons that I wanted to buy. That's fine. We should be able to buy them tomorrow and not have too many dramas. Clint's should also technically be closed, but we were allowed in a little bit early the other day as well. This is how we know that Marlon has the sewer key, just in case you were curious, just a little tiny cutscene that lets you know that he does have access down there. But yeah, let's see if Clint is still open. I can still get in. He isn't here, and I can't access his shop. That's annoying, as we see him walk by. I don't know why his shop is open. I don't know why I'm allowed in, but hey, I'm happy about it. I'm also pretty sure Pierre's shuts at 5, so we're not going to be able to buy those melon seeds. We could go over to Jojamart, gross, and buy them there because they shut at 11. But it's not, we're still allowed in. Okay. Okay, can you walk over a little bit closer and maybe I can use your shop while you're close enough? Let's just see. No, you don't trigger in front like Robin does. Well, that's a shame. I guess we're doing some shopping tomorrow then. I guess I will have to write that down on my list because I will definitely forget because, as you guys know, this is the last day of the episode. And since we can't upgrade our axe today, I think we may as well just go ahead and chop some trees down so that we do have some wood available to us because we currently have like 0. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day chopping trees and probably smelting up more iron, to be completely honest with you. And on that note, we managed to gather an additional 494 wood, which is always nice to see. Looks like we've also got some things ready to collect out of our preserve jars. And I believe we still have a legend row in here, so we're going to switch this one over, grab this smoked fish, grab our pickled tomatoes, which honestly aren't going to sell for all that much money, get those all sold, and then we can head to bed. Bringing us to the very end of the episode. If you guys are enjoying this series, please do go ahead and make sure to leave a like and a comment for the sake of engagement. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you'd like to be a member of the farm in the form of an animal, go ahead and join as a Golden Panda member or above. But until next time, happy building, happy farming. Bye, guys.